This time, Extra Jack heads them under Richard Johnson. Forrestan, the French raider, Monsieur Philippe Brachet. Frio Royale at the amount of Jason Maguire, Linden's Lotto and Tony McCoy. Mr. One is ridden by Chris Maude. Tour Express and Joe Tizard. Timmy Murphy, seen him way out. He's all right after his fall in the last race. He does ride Brau Joshi. Galapiat de Menil and Sam Strong, number 8. Supreme Charm is ridden by Norman Williamson. Just Jim by Carl Llewellyn. Zabadi, the mount of Brian Crowley. And Fanfaron, possible front runner here, the amateur Tom Scudamore. At the bottom, Grand Fougeray, ridden by Robert Thornton. 13 runners then for this sporting index.
Punters get right into, and they don't want Linden's Lotto at any price. 7 to 4 early, 2 to 1, 5 to 2. Marching out now to 11 to 4. Brau Joshi just 9 to 2 from 4s. Extra Jack steady at 6s. For Astan, slightly easy out the 7s, but what they don't want here is the previous winner, Linden's Lotto.
Away for the sporting index chase and on towards the first fence, which is a bank with a hedge. Amongst the early leaders, Tour Express, who look really well going to post. Fanfaron, who is a front runner, is now taking over though from Tour Express. They're Mr. One in the yellow with the green spotted jacket on the insides. They go to the second. Basically going to race in a straight line for a bit now. Fanfaron having a good long look at the second and went badly right at it. The others safely over. Slight mistake by Grand Fougeray towards the back. Frio Royale is the back marker. On towards the third, this divided ditch with Birch and Fanfaron over in front from Mr. One. And then Tour Express just in behind them, Galapiat de Menil as they approach the Aintree fence. Spruce obstacle. See why it's called the Aintree fence in a moment. Very similar to those they jump in the Grand National. Brau Joshi is chasing the front 4 or 5 at the moment on the outside under Timmy Murphy, as Fanfaron was a bit awkward over that. Not sure he's going to take a real liking to this. He's jinking at the fences. Forrestan in the midfield and Fanfaron virtually pulling up as they make a very sharp turn, and the next 3 fences all come quickly. The 5th, 6th and 7th taken slightly downhill, and it's Galapiat de Menil in the nosebound, red jacket, yellow cap, just about led over that. Brau Joshi second in the hoop sleeve jacket. In a noseband, Grand Fougeray is coming through strongly now. Then Fanfaron recovering his composure on the outside. Mr. One's back in 5th then. The grey Forrestan and Tour Express taken back in the field as they now cross the racecourse and over the next. On the bank with a hedge towards the back, Frio Royale and also Just Jim. Extra Jack is held up towards the rear as well, along with Zabadi, who's racing over a much longer distance than usual, as Fanfaron once again gets back to the lead now as they approach these timber rails. The 9 of the 32. Fanfaron was awkward again there. Grand Fougeray racing very enthusiastically goes on. Galapiat de Menil in 3rd. Then Mr. One on the outside of Brau Joshi and Tour Express. They take another right-hander. The grey Forrestan and then Extra Jack and Zabadi. Supreme Charm held up towards the back in a bluish jacket with Linden's Lotto. The winner for the last 2 years, Linden's Lotto, right out the back towards the right of frame. Red cap, Linden's Lotto, together with Frio Royale towards the rear. Racing along the top of the racecourse now towards the next. 11th, this is a ditch and railed hedge, and it's Grand Fougeray that skips over it in front from Fanfaron in 2nd. Then Galapiat de Menil and Tour Express into 4th place. Approaching another right-hander towards this railed hedge. Slightly downhill again. Grand Fougeray, Fanfaron, whose jumping seems to be improving a bit now. Then Tour Express, Galapiat de Menil, Brau Joshi towards the inside under Timmy Murphy. Timmy gave a bit of a grimace as he was legged up into the saddle in the parade ring after that fall. In a bit of discomfort as they cross the next obstacle. They take this twice at bank, and Brau Joshi was very untidy indeed on landing there. Didn't handle that obstacle at all well and has lost a lot of ground at that as they now approach the birch with the brook of the water jump, and over in front Grand Fougeray from Galapiat de Menil in 2nd place as they make another left-hand turn. They've completed a circuit, a rather large figure of 8 that, and they're now going to take a rather smaller figure of 8 on the next part of the course. Linden's Lotto going off the 3 to 1 favourite, lying in about 10th at the moment as Grand Fougeray leads them over the next. in front of the stands now, and they're well grouped behind. Grand Fougeray from Fanfaron and Galapiat de Menil at the next, then Mr. One and Tordaf Express, followed by Forrestan, the French raider. Extra Jack on the outside of Forrestan. Extra Jack, really powerfully built type from the Paul Nichols stables. Robert Ogden's colours. Supreme Charm still held up with Raoul Joshi and Just Jim, then Zabadi, Linden's Lotto and Frio Royale. Approaching the 17th fence then, Grand Fougeray over in front, maybe the pace improving a bit. Linden's Lotto was very slow at that fence and was pushed along on landing by Tony McCoy, and the three-time seeking winner is a long way off the pace now as they run towards the next. It's this bank once again, and Grand Fougeray takes it pretty neatly in front from Fanfron. The French horse Forrestan knew how to handle that one. He's made up a lot of ground there. The grey on the inside to dispute second place now. They're followed by Galapiat de Menil, then Tordaf Express and Mr. One. Linden's Lotto has recovered from that slow jump a couple of fences ago, has recovered into about 8th place. They're all closely grouped still. Extra Jack was a bit awkward at that one. Then Just Jim, Supreme Charm is lobbing along on the inside. Brow Joshi continuing just to struggle to hold his position hard up the inside under Timmy Murphy as they go to fence number 20 of the 32. Another ditch, and it was Grand Fougeray in front over that, but they're all racing in a heap. It's indicative perhaps of a steady pace here, but stamina's really going to come into play in the next couple of minutes as Grand Fougeray continues to lead them towards the 21st obstacle then. Grand Fougeray in the noseband, Forrestan, Galapiat de Menil, the red jacket on the outside, a nod on landing there by Tordaf Express, Frio Royale at the back. Look at the blue and white jacket, Supreme Charm, really going strongly that one. Supreme Charm in the hands of Norman Williamson in about 8th place. Just in front of him is Extra Jack with Mr. One as they run right-handed once again towards the water jump, and it's Grand Fougeray still for Robert Thornton and Kim Bailey, the trainer, over the water from Forrestan in second, then Tordaf Express, and they're still all in with every chance as they now race for the final circuit of the course, as they race towards this spread hedge once again, the 23rd of 32 fences, this one taken in front of the stands. And it's Grand Fougeray over 1. 2 is Tordaf Express, 3 the grey Forrestan, then Extra Jack on the outside of Supreme Charm. Next is Galapiat de Menil from Brow Joshi, working his way back into midfield. Linden's Lotto just being pushed along again behind Brow Joshi. Zabadi is next, then Frio Royale. Reminders for Mr. One, who's now dropped out, possibly finding the ground too soft for him. And then behind Mr. One, right out the rear, Fanfaron and Just Jim. Back towards the next then, they're racing in a straight line over the next, and Extra Jack was clumsy at that. Fanfaron, another mistake, and has dropped right out. In fact, he's being pulled up as they approach number 26 then. This divided ditch once again, and Grand Fougeray with Supreme Charm, who's been going supremely well all the way in second place. Just Jim pulls up. Galapiat de Menil is on the heels of them. Forrestan the grey from France is still right there. Brow Joshi towards the right as they race once again towards this Aintree fence. And they've got about 6 furlongs probably to go from here. And it's Supreme Charm in front, Brow Joshi on the inside of Grand Fougeray. Then Galapiat de Menil, Frio Royale has made ground on the inside as they race downhill over the next 3 fences, which all come pretty quickly. Linden's Lotto, the winner for the last 2 years, has been pulled up, and it's Supreme Charm that leads them down the hill. They'll soon be back on the racecourse proper. Supreme Charm from Grand Fougeray. Then in 3rd place is Galapiat de Menil, Frio Royale running very well at a big price. Then Brow Joshi, Forrestan and Extra Jack. Plenty in with chances as they race towards the second last. 2 stuffed hurdles to go. Supreme Charm jumped it big and well. Chased hard by Frio Royale in second. Then Brow Joshi in 3rd. Then in 4th is Galapiat de Menil, followed by Extra Jack, who's beginning to stay on well. The French raider Forrestan is weakening, and then back behind these to Tordaf Express. Supreme Charm turns for home with the lead, but Frio Royale in the hands of Jason Maguire is the challenger on the outside. Brow Joshi back in 3rd with 1 hurdle left to cover. Running on in 4th is Galapiat de Menil. Supreme Charm and Norman Williamson lead by 3 to 4 lengths over the last from Frio Royale. Galapiat Menil is running on into second place, but Supreme Charm. The bird has flown here. He was going well all the way, Supreme Charm, and wins the Sporting Index cross-country chase. Tight for second between Galapia Domenial and Brow Joshi. Fria Royale fading for fourth, but ran a blinder. Mr. One was next from Tour d'Off Express, then Extra Jack. Back then to Forestan. And right out towards the Grand Fougerey, almost walking past the judge, having made a lot of the running. Zabadi was another to pull up. It was a grueling race, a race that needed a lot of stamina and clean jumping. Didn't see this horse make a mistake, Supreme Charm. He was always pulling double over his rivals. At Supreme Charm, 10-1 on the books, paying £11.90. Places 320, 840 and 230. Exacta £306 and the straight forecast £172.